Welcome back to the BBQ Investor. Hey, I hope you all had a great weekend. We had a pretty good weekend. We had a lot of fun down with our friends, doing a little barbecuing. So, didn't embarrass ourselves. That's always a good thing. So, hey, this week is going to be a really big week in the market. Man, we've got inflation and revised GDP data. We got Nvidia earnings. We've got Jackson Hole Symposium, and then we've got the Fed chair going to have an address on Friday. And if that wasn't enough, man, crypto is pumping right now. Is it low end or is it not? I don't know. But I've got multiple alerts going off. I've got several of my strategies are in trades right now. We're going to cover all that. Chat will have all the statistics. I'm going to right now while I'm here, I will tell you where we're at as of this moment at around 10 a.m. Okay. Now, some of this episode will be later in the afternoon because I've got some things I've got to do. So, but as of right now, I've got a Bitcoin trade that is 9% up. I've got an Ethereum trade that is 8.15% up. I have a SUI trade that's 2.11% up. I have a Pudgy Penguin that is 2.27% down. And I have a virtual USD trade that is up 20.86%. So, yes, things are happening. So, I can promise you right now that probably at least one or two of those will probably end up being in a negative before it's over. You never know. Hopefully they don't. So far, of the ones that have closed, we are like 5 out of 6 trades have been in profit. That would be a tremendous percentage to keep for the year. But I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't expect my strategies to do quite that well. I'd love to be surprised. So far, it's doing really good. So we will see how this is all going to play out. But yeah, guys, really big week. We're going to cover a little bit about how you would automate a strategy and exactly how you would use a strategy. And we're going to give you another free strategy at the end of this episode in the comments. So we're just going to have to get into it today because it's really going to be a big week. I know sometimes we say that, but sometimes we don't. This week, I'm really curious to see what crypto is going to do. I'm trying to see if we're going to break clear. If we have a really good week this week, then I would say there's a really good chance that the bottom is in. Still kind of suspect that maybe something will cause it to pull back. But guys, eventually, you start breaking 80,000, there's probably a better chance that it's over, that the bottom is in, than there is that we're going to revisit that bottom again. So it could be a big week to find out about a lot of that. The S&P, still really watching it. I think if the S&P has a pullback, then I think you see things like Bitcoin and Ethereum have a bigger pullback. So that may end up deciding whether or not the bottom is in or not. I just don't know. And like I said, and I've told you a million times, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm going to do my best to try to keep you guys informed and give you at least my opinion. And we will go from there.
Brad, here are the receipts. The 4-lane experiment is no longer waiting on the market. 7 live positions are open. 6 were green at the recording window snapshot. 1 was nearly flat and red, and Solana had not yet fired. These are open, unrealized moves, not victories. The exits still decide the score. In the core automated sleeve, Bitcoin was up 9.113%, Ether 7.18%, and SUI down 0.08%. Solana was still waiting. The additional live positions were Hype up 0.99%, Cardano up 1.00%, Pengu up 2.81%, and Virtual up 19.39%. That is exactly why we track signals and exits separately. A strong open move can become a weak closed trade, and a slow start can still finish correctly. Now lane 4, Sonnet's live agentic account. The latest broker snapshot puts it about 0.06% above its starting value, with 26.7% in cash. It holds the broad market, semiconductors, Apple, and a small energy position. During the last verified decision run, Sonnet made 5 stage trims to energy as the position became overextended, then added Apple when momentum recovered and cash was high. That is not random activity. It is a deliberate sequence of concentration control followed by redeployment. The broad market control's last separately verified mark was positive 1.49% on August 10th. With different snapshot dates, the honest comparison is simple. The control still leads by roughly 1.43 percentage points. We are not going to manufacture a fresh control number that we do not have. The paper laboratories are producing useful scars. The Google September 340 put is currently marked down 27.83% from entry. That is the options lane doing exactly what paper trading is for, exposing thesis, timing, and sizing risk without real money damage. In the crypto paper lane, the completed link trade closed up about 13.9%. Ether remains open, up about 11.12% at the latest broker mark. Its protective stop was raised in stages from 2080 to 2200, then 2300, while the take profit order remained at 2550. Paper only, broker marks, not journal imagination. The Volatile-mover study produced an honest failure during its recorded test window. The scanner completed all 716 scheduled polls and all 10 checkpoints. The run saw 298 raw items, returned 200 candidates, and passed 87 through the numeric gates. XPawn, BTCT, Lucy, PMI, Flux, Opera, and Plag were among the eligible movers. But during that run, the Alpaca newsfeed failed on all 706 polls, and the SEC feed was unavailable. With no verified catalysts, the system correctly produced 0 event packets, 0 agent decisions, and 0 shadow dispositions. The conclusion was not that every mover lacked news. The conclusion was that our evidence was unavailable, so none earned a catalyst-backed opinion. Since recording, both data feeds have been repaired and are returning okay. The research store now contains 20 events and 70 observations, decision packets, and shadow dispositions. Those are research records, not trades. And the 70 Anthropic reviews remain safely pending while API credits are unavailable. We do not rewrite the old run. We document the failure, repair the plumbing, and preserve the audit trail. That brings us to the week ahead. Monday finished mixed. The S&P 500 slipped 0.3%, the Nasdaq lost 0.8%, and the Dow gained 0.3%. Wednesday brings the second estimate of second quarter GDP and July PCE inflation at 8:30 Eastern, followed by Nvidia after the close. Jackson Hole runs Thursday through Saturday, with Chair Kevin Warsh's Friday address carrying the biggest policy risk. Here is the clean week ahead setup.
Then on Friday, attention turns to Jackson Hole, where Fed Chair Kevin Warsh is expected to deliver remarks.
The first hinge is Nvidia. Expectations are already high, so a normal beat may not be enough. The market will care about guidance, data center demand, memory costs, and margins. Listen to how the bar is being described.
With Nvidia, they've got, not only do they have to beat, but they've got to beat the whisper number even beyond that, right?
The second hinge is the bond market. Warsh can influence the policy story, but long yields also answer to inflation, supply, and treasury credibility. That tension is already visible.
The market may have a very different opinion. Yields, take a look. They're back up today, erasing the drop that we saw after Scott.
So the map is straightforward. Softer inflation with stable growth can help duration, technology, and crypto liquidity. Sticky inflation or a hawkish Warsh can pressure all three. Nvidia can move the index even if the macro story stays unchanged. We do not need a prediction. We need rules for each branch, and we need to know which lane is actually taking the risk. And that leads directly into today's strategy lesson. The giveaway is intentionally simple. Price above a 40-week simple moving average defines the bullish regime, and a positive MACD histogram confirms momentum. Both true means long. If either turns false, the strategy closes. First, open TradingView's Pine editor. Paste the code from the pinned comment, save it, and add it to the chart. Then inspect the strategy tester. In real life, do not stop at a pretty return. Check drawdown, trade behavior, fees, and multiple time frames. This example remained below 30% maximum drawdown on the weekly, 4-day, and 3-day tests shown here. Those are historical simulations, not promises. If you want manual execution, create an alert and send it to email or the app. For automation, the alert must travel through a secure webhook router to the broker. Brad uses Signal Stack because its per signal pricing fits multiple accounts. But the process is generic. Connect a broker, create a webhook, paste the correct JSON message into the TradingView alert, select the right destination account, and preview or paper test before real money. Never show an API key, webhook URL, account number, balance, or private notification link on screen. Start tiny, confirm one buy and one exit, and keep keep a manual kill switch. The pinned comment includes the Pine strategy and a prompt viewers can give their own AI assistant to build, test, explain, and safely automate a strategy one slow step at a time. Tonight's scoreboard is finally complete. Open live signals are working, Sonnet's decisions have receipts, the paper lanes are revealing risk, and the penny lab refused to fake missing evidence. The market gets 3 major tests this week. The rules get all of them. Brad, the grill is yours.
All right, guys. Hey, good pit report. Purposely kept it a little bit shorter tonight. This week is going to be a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to have probably big episodes on Wednesday and Friday. Really exciting. For me, my strategies are still firing, guys. Since this morning, now I've had Hype fire another strategy alert. And I also have Ada, Cardano. I'm in 2 more positions since this morning. Now, since this morning, the Pingu is up about 3%. And now Sui is down about 0.25%. But all the other trades right now, as of this moment, are positive. So I've got several open positions. So things are really finally starting to happen. It's been slow for a little while in the crypto market. And like I said, still not sure the bottom's in. It's looking more and more like it. But don't be surprised. But no matter what, I'm finally getting some information on my strategies are firing in real time. Everything's working really well. So far, so good. Let's see exactly how good these are going to be. Like I said, I've tested them until I'm tired of testing them. I've forward tested them. I've Monte Carlo them. I've done everything I know of. So far, it's looking like they're going to be pretty good. But we've got a long way to go in this cycle, folks. So let's not get too excited, and we won't get too down when they have a few mistrades, and they're going to. So let's get out of here for tonight. I love you guys coming. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Hey, hope you enjoy that strategy we're leaving for you. And there is a prompt also to help you have your AI help you build a strategy and also to help you automate, okay? So guys, let's get out of here. Everybody have a great night. And I am Brad, and I am the BBQ Investor.